Good morning, everybody. This is such a neat channel Bill D turned me on to. This is the bald eagle sitting on her eggs. She's nesting. Look at this nest that they built. Can you imagine that? Look at that whole structure that they built so she could sit there perched up above most of the prey or the predators. Isn't that amazing? That's crazy. Be nature. So I have this channel on like half a day yesterday, just watching it. How about this? How about that?
Fran, you remembered.
How could I ever forget the happiest day of my life?
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Well, thanks, fellas. It sure was.
Happy, they're both as happy as can be, celebrating merrily their happy anniversary. And I didn't forget you, darling. Happy anniversary.
A tie with spots on it already. Just what I always needed.
Oh, Fred. Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
All right, fellas, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Thank you, Exception,
Happy anniversary.
Mr. Phillips.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
I can't get hard, not even with the
What?
pills. Will the salt trick work for me? All right, pay
That's
attention.
creepy.
If you're over 35 and not as firm as...
Didn't mean that. Okay.
Boy, do we know how to bust Monte Carlo and to never be blue.
Okay. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. I woke up. That was such a creepy ad classic. Sorry about that. Herb, that's a long time. Listen, I woke up this morning and I couldn't find Brock. Not that I really was looking for him. All of a sudden he comes in the back door with this cake and this four. He had ran down to the store, walked down to the store and picked this up. He said, Pops, you got to put this on your spinning plate. So that's really, really cute and kind. The four, guess what I'm going to do? Excuse me, I apologize. I'm sending the four along with a little package of supplementary supplementals to Kim. So when we see Miss Kim, the Golden Bolden, there she is. Excuse me, Kimmy, I'm going to send you this four candle. Okay, I'm going to put it back in its original package, and I'm going to send you the four. And it's because you have been around for just about every minute of all four. Years. Okay, others too. But Kim comes immediately to mind. So this guy right here, we'll put back in the package. Okay, and we'll get that sent off to Miss Kim, International Kindness Ambassador, the original. Okay, let's do that. Let's send that. Oh, happy anniversary. The eagle. Wasn't that guy cool? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Bob's big boy hair sticking straight up. Looks good. Good morning. Happy anniversary. It is. It's a very happy day. Good morning. I love waking up to love too. Love and kindness. Love and kindness. International Kindness Ambassadors, all of us. Good morning. Oh, I know there's one thing I want to play. This is going to be our funny for today. Are any of you nurses? Any nurses out there? Any nurses out there? Talk to me, nurses. TQ's a nurse. Kim, I'm thinking maybe NERS is too, right? Okay, I'm gonna play something. We're not up trying to offend any nurse. That's right, she was a psychiatric nurse. TKK, okay, that sounds good. You're gonna like this one. I'm not trying to offend any nurses. So up front, you're getting a disclaimer from Pops that this is just funny. This is just humor, okay? Nurses. Couldn't live without you. I love nurses. I was married to a nurse. It was a Filipino girl. I don't know, did I ever tell you guys this story? After my real marriage, there was a dry stick and it just didn't work out. Finally gave up after 17 years of pretending. There was a nurse that was taking care of my mom. She was from the Philippines. And she was a registered nurse over there in the Philippines. But she was here on a visa. And she was working for a healthcare company. And they assigned her to my mom. My mom just fell in love with this lady. And then it came time for her to have to go back to the Philippines. My mom came to me. Chrissy, I have a favor to ask of you. Yeah. Will you marry Danielle so she can stay in the United States and become a citizen? Well, what did you want me to do? Excuse me, did I hear you correctly? So they roped me in. We did the old half a phony baloney marriage, but extremely sweet, wonderful, great girl she was. She went on to get her license here. She went on to work 2 different jobs at the same time. After exactly 4 years, and she got her citizenship, we got our divorce. Everything was done just by paper. Okay, it was all just on paper. But we had to do the whole fake a phony interviews. We had to have pictures of us together on vacations. I had to have bills of ours coming to the same address. We had to do all kinds of stuff, jumping through the hoop, but we did it. And I probably have never done a kinder act for a single human being that worked out so incredibly well. She ended up getting 2 of her sisters here. She bought a house in Eagle Rock, California, and my mom. I did it all for my mom, but this girl too. At the end of the day, we were really helping out a pretty deserving person. And for the longest time, I didn't talk about it. Oh, my brother. My brother was like, you're going to do what? Like, my brother is so square. He's a wonderful man. Great guy. Just going, there he goes again. There he goes again, living on the wild side. I was like, Daniel, maybe you don't want to go to my brother's for dinner with us. But she charmed him. She's, anyways, that's a true story. I never tell too many people about it, but yeah, it was a 4-year project, and we got her done. Give me 5 people that think that was an okay thing to do. I didn't hurt a single. Actually, we helped out a really amazing group of Filipino friends, and to this day, we talk on our birthdays. We talk on holidays. She's an incredibly, we're just, I mean, not super close, but we're really good friends. Yeah. And so, you know what she does now? She's the head nurse at the Los Angeles County Jail. She's the head nurse at the Los Angeles County Jail, taking care of the inmates that have issues or, you know, that have to go to the hospital in jail. So never really talk about that too much because there's a side of me that's like, you did what? And there's another side of me that's like, you know, there was absolutely, it was a completely beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. Thank you, Mark Z. Thank you for reminding me. I do those all the time, don't I? Don't I do a lot of those, Marky Z? We're gonna do 2 or 3 of them here today. Anyways, that's a story. Nurses, the ripple, and it really did, Kim, because she was able to sponsor a couple of her sisters to come over here, and they've got a whole little network going. So, here we go. I want to show you this. Wait a minute. Pa's always living on the wild side.
Anybody in medicine, you know, they're heroes, doctors, nurses. Is there any nurses in here? Are you a nurse? You're a nurse? You're all nurses? Now, okay, are you a registered nurse? Are you all registered nurses? What are you?
A mom.
Okay, a mom. A proud mom of some nurses. Okay, good. So you're both registered nurses. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Like, you know, she went to a lot of college to be a registered nurse, okay? And she outranks almost all the other nurses, and she makes more money than them. It's a big deal. Just no offense, ma'am. It doesn't sound like a big deal. It sounds like, oh, you registered, so what? Like, you know, like one time I registered to win a Jeep Cherokee in a drawing. It took 7 seconds. You're like, and then the one below you is an LPN, right? Is that LPN? That's a license, practical nurse, and like you outrank them, right? You make more money than they do. You know, you went to more college than they did, but no offense, man, like they have a license, right? Like they have a piece of paper that says they can nurse where you just, I don't know, signed a clipboard at Starbucks and registered, and they're practical. That is something that I would want in a medical professional, practicality, okay? Like, if I hurt my toe and went to the LPN, she'd be like, bandage, you'd be like, cut it off. Cut it off? That's not practical. Well, I'm not a practical nurse. I'm just registered. Like, and then the other nurse, the only one that's above you, that's the nurse practitioner, you know? And they can do doctor stuff, and it seems a little shady to me. It feels like one day, like, man, we are running low on doctors. She's the smartest nurse. Let her do the doctor stuff. Like, did she go to med school? No, but she's smart. She just doesn't take tests well. But like, she can do it. Like, we only gotta pay her an extra nickel an hour. Like, we can't afford a doctor. Like, just let her give out the drug. She keeps her mouth shut. Like, it feels like every time I call the doctor's office, they're trying to trick me into seeing the nurse practitioner. Like, hey, I'm sick, man. I gotta see the doctor. The doctor can see you in March of 2034. No, man, I'm sick. Oh, the nurse practitioner can see you. She is just as good. All right, well, when is she available? 5 minutes. 5 minutes? If she's so good, why is she so available? She's on her way to your house right now. You can't take it back, sir. There are no takebacks in nurse practitioner. You're like, what? You touched her. I didn't touch anybody.
Oh, gosh. You touched her. She's on her way right now. I'm sorry, nurses. That is nothing personal. Good morning, MVP. Love you, bro. That is nothing personal. That's just pure humor right there. Gosh, that was so funny. Double tap if you like what you're watching. Double tap your screen. And give me a thumbs up if you laughed at any one of those little jokes there. That stuff's funny. I'm not kidding you. That's funny. Okay. I wanted to show you guys that today. Excuse me. That's funny stuff, Shy. Double tap your screen. Show the show some love. Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. Tricycle Day today. The editorial says, show me the money. Dang, the odds are really stacked against us, huh? You've got a career politician who'd rather chew glass than touch drug reform. You've got pharma giants who care more about market share than healing, and an industry where hardly anyone operating above ground is making money. So who's bankrolling this movement anyways? Philanthropist sources bless them. You know, ultra wealthy people who want to make a difference, and they're organized too. They call themselves the Psychedelic Science Funders Collaborative. And they've been quietly pulling the strings behind wins like Oregon and Colorado's psilocybin program. It's a group called PSFC. A lot of the funding for what we're seeing is being run through these kind of programs. This week, they unveiled their master plan, an 80-page strategy roadmap calling for $125 million over the next 3 years to transform psychedelic access nationwide. Here's where they want the cash to flow through 2030. So they have a plan. They're going to gather up $125 million over the next 3 years. And this is how they plan on spending it. $46.4 million for public education and communication, with a hefty chunk earmarked for MAPS. MAPS is an interesting organization. I've been looking at them for a little while. They're an interesting organization. Give me a second. I think we took a picture. No, maybe we didn't. Okay. So 46.4 million for public education and communication. I like this next category. Don't you agree, Nerdy? MAPS is interesting. We should talk about MAPS one of these days here. 22.7 million is earmarked to support indigenous medicine conservation. I like that. They're going to work to make sure that there's indigenous medicine conservation. 19 million to establish state-level psychedelic programs. They're shooting for at least 8 active programs by 2030. 9.2 million to help psychedelic businesses navigate banking and insurance. That's pretty good. When we start up businesses, we need help. We need help navigating this, extremely tender legal situations for both insurance. That's going to be huge. You put your name on a package and it's going out there, you just put yourself at major risk. So we'll definitely be having to look at insurances in these kind of situations. 9.2 million going to that. And then another 7.5 million for veteran-focused initiatives. That's how they plan on spending. They're also launching the Psychedelic Policy Institute to coordinate a state-by-state lobbying approach. If they follow through with their list, states like Alaska, Arizona, and Maine could even see ballot initiatives in the coming years. Fantastic. I started out with helping vets because I'm a vet. And the one guy that I was working with was retired. Marine. He was on a helicopter with a crew. And I'm not going to go into the whole story. But at the end of a crash, he was the only survivor. This friend of mine with extreme back damage and head trauma. Months and months and months in the hospital, in veterans hospitals. Survivor guilt, just major PTSD, along with the physical symptoms. Everything they gave him didn't work. He was on every kind of drug, opioid, anything that they could do to try to help him. Didn't work. Stumbled across mushrooms. And he started trying mushrooms to help himself. It's a true story. Miraculous. Completely in total, right, Shai? I know you can. Miraculous recovery. So he started dedicating himself to becoming a mushroom farmer. And to this day, the two of us work hand in hand in many of our, because I can trust him, because we're brothers that signed up to die for each other. Semper Fi. And we've proven to each other over time that we can trust each other. We give each other our word, and it's as good as gold. Marines forever. And I have a lot of respect for him and he for me because we're pushing the front end and he works hard at the back end. Miraculous. So I'm here to, I can, it's one of the reasons I preach so much because I know what works. I also have been in situations and organizations and institutions that were full of it. They were just trying to get our money. To be clear, the Psychedelic Science Funders Collaborative won't be directly raising or distributing these funds, but their blueprint has already influenced major donors. So when you're casting your ballot for legal mushrooms in 2026, just remember some billionaire decided your state deserved enlightenment in this decade. The Illuminati work in mysterious ways indeed. It's a great article. It keeps me grounded. I absolutely stay grounded with things like that. We're in the right game here. I want you guys to understand. I think you do or you wouldn't be here. We're in the right game. We're on the right side. If there is such a thing as a side. Maybe we shouldn't have sides. We're doing the right thing. Okay? We're doing the right thing. To give away. I'm going to get 3 people. Okay? 3 people. 1 second. And let me find a good category. Okay. I'm going to get 3 people. I'm going to read. Top 10 list. Top 10 list, okay? You're going to tell me which is, and the first 3 people to answer correctly on my screen, that I see on my screen, the first 3 people I see to answer this correctly is going to move forward to the spin to win round. Out of the top 10 most studied languages in the United States, what's number 2? Number 2 out of the top 10. Go. Most studied languages in the United States. Keep going. I have the first 3 on my list. The first 3. I have the first 3 that got it correct. I'm going to read you the list backwards. Number 10, Hebrew. Hebrew, that makes sense. Number 9, ancient Greek. Number 8, Chinese. Number 7, Latin. Number 6, Russian. Number 5, Japanese. Number 4, Italian. Number 3, German. I'm going to skip number 2 for just a moment. The number 1, and many of you guessed it as number 2, but it's number 1, Spanish. Spanish is number 1 by a lot. The number 2 was French. French. And the first 3 people on my screen to get it correct, Matthew Seliger, number 1. Smart guy Matt. Joe Dees, congratulations, Joe. Joe Dees, number 2. Okay, and then number 3, Wilson. Wilson, the king of Prussia. Wilson. Now, Wilson, I don't know you very well. I'm glad you're here. But can you confirm that you're at least 18 and live in the United States? You're at least 18 and you live in the United States. Can you quickly confirm that for us so we can spin? Okay, perfect, Wilson. So you know your numbers, everybody. Here we go. Number 1, Matthew Seliger. Matthew Seliger. Matthew, we're going to be sending you this. Okay? Send me your address, Matthew, so I can get that sent off to you. And thank you for always being here. Matthew has those cute kids, and he's actually had, from the time he started watching our show to now, they've had another baby. Cutest little blonde kids. They look as handsome as their dad. I saw this just this morning. Love you too, Matthew. If you get a chance, say hello to Key Ren for me. Okay? Hey, I saw this morning and it freaked me out. I got up pretty early. Thanks, Matthew. I got up pretty early, and after I saw this, I said, hey, I need to understand what the heck's going on there. Which I really don't, but I'm still freaked out. Who likes the idea of advanced genetics? Who likes the idea of making dinosaurs, like in Jurassic Park? It's such an ethical, weird ethical genetic engineering place where, I mean, AI is already going on, but now we're like, yeah, that's it, 5280. It's so advanced. It's so freaky. Check this out. The woolly mouse. The woolly mouse. They have taken mammoth genes and mixed them up with the mouse, and this mouse is showing mammoth characteristics. Weird. This is absolutely happening today. Can I read a little bit of it to you? Are you interested enough in this? Can I read a little bit of this to you guys? I was preparing a mycology lesson, but then I said, you know what? Why don't we go bioscience for today? Let's understand a little bit about what the heck are they doing and why? Yeah, this would be good for today. We're going to skip our mycology lesson and we're going to go straight to woolly mouse. The biotech company Colossal Biosciences has long aspired to bring back the extinct woolly mammoth, which roamed the northern hemisphere thousands of years ago during the last ice age. But for now, as a step along the way, the company has come up with something decidedly less mammoth. Meet the woolly mouse. Woolly mouse. Their whole concept is to recreate the actual woolly mammoth. On Tuesday, Colossal announced this lab-born animal, which features shaggy mammoth-like fur and cold-adapted traits, such as the way in which it stores and burns fat. Researchers retrieved and sequenced ancient mammoth DNA from preserved skin, bone, and hair to learn which genes controlled traits such as coat color and cold tolerance. They altered the corresponding genes in lab mice and made other alterations to the rodent's genome. What was the purpose of this genetic engineering? Colossal's pitch is that with biodiversity going the way of the dodo, which is another thing the company plans on reviving, saving existing species will require tweaking their DNA to make them more resilient. The researchers at the company also claim that bringing back extinct species can help the environment. For example, they say that the mammoth can help fight climate change by tamping down Arctic permafrost, reducing how much of it is thawing, and releasing methane into the atmosphere. Company co-founder and CEO Ben Lamb puts the approach in startling terms. I don't like this. Why leave nature to chance? Why? In pursuit of such de-extinction goals, Colossal has raised hundreds of millions of dollars from everyone from celebrities to the CIA. What the hell's CIA investing in this for? But many experts in genetic engineering and conservation are skeptical. Rewilding, that's what they call this. Rewilding is risky. Species such as elephants and wolves have come into conflict with humans, and others have fallen victim to predators and poachers. No one knows what would happen if a mammoth, or more technically, an elephant-mammoth hybrid was released. What would it eat? How would it protect it? Could it reproduce? As for saving the climate, we're looking at a warming world And Colossal's researchers want to bring back creatures that are adapted to the cold, says Elsa Pansaroli, a paleontologist at the National Museums in Scotland, who studies ancient mice-sized mammals. I study animals from the past, and they should stay in the past. Lack of habitat, human conflict, agriculture, climate change. The idea that they can fix this with gene editing is missing the big picture, says Elsa. How the woolly mouse was born. Is this interesting? Just a few more paragraphs. Colossal was founded in 2021 by Lamb, who made billions of dollars by founding tech companies, according to Forbes and Harvard biologist George Church. In 2024, Colossal announced it had created elephant stem cells, which can be reprogrammed to become specific tissue, such as egg cells. Colossal says mass-produced elephant egg cells are vital for conservation breeding programs, and they'll be needed to clone any future elephant-mammoth hybrids. They're storing up a bank of these stem cells. The woolly mouse is the latest development to emerge from the past, because mice are much easier to work with than elephants. In a statement issued this week, Colossal's chief science officer, Beth Shapiro, calls the news, quote, an important step toward validating our approach to resurrecting traits that have been lost to extinction, unquote. Colossal's team uses different standard techniques to target different genes in the mouse genome to create mammoth-like hairs, patterns, and color, producing mice with long hair, enhanced waviness, and altered coat texture, according to a preprint research paper. We used the DNA, the ancient DNA, to identify the genes we were interested in working with. We looked for a mice that had genetic variations in those same genes. We identified using DNA, and then we put those particular mouse variants together. A mouse gene altered with an ancient mammoth gene or an allele that affects keratin. It's a protein found in hair and nails. This was inserted into the mice to alter its hair texture, specifically the waviness. It puts the mammoth version of the allele into the mouse. The team also targeted lipid metabolism, which is the process by which the body breaks down and synthesizes, stores fat. The paper notes that future experiments will examine the effect of the high-fat diets and temperature preferences on the mice, which will inform further work toward the goal of developing cold-adapted elephant-mammoth hybrids. Other experts saying putting DNA from an extinct species into a living one is an accomplishment, but they wonder, why are you making a mutant mouse at all? Final paragraph. Gene editing has a high rate of failure, often killing surrogates and offspring. Columbia University bioethicist questioned the value of the woolly mouse beyond the wow factor. Not all of the genetically modified mouse embryos led to successful pregnancies, Shapiro said. Every mouse that was born is still alive. She adds that our mice have enhanced living conditions and are under the full-time care of our veterinary staff. All of our work is overseen and must be prepared for an external ethics board. Only people trained scientists interact with the mice. And if a mouse was somehow to escape the lab, the potential biological implications pose another concern, because the animal could mate with members of a wild population. Anyone who's kept pet mice knows that they can get through some pretty small holes. Shapiro contends that gene editing can and should be used alongside more traditional conservation approaches. Habitats around the planet are changing at a pace that is faster than evolution and faster than natural selection can keep up. That's a bogus statement, she said. Gene editing could be used to help species become resistant to disease, to restore missing genetic variation, or to correct gene sequences that led to genetic disease but have become fixed in that population. Others are not convinced, final paragraph, especially by the creation of organisms such as the woolly mouse. It's arrogance, said Sue Lieberman, vice president of the International Policy of Wildlife Conservation, who spent decades fighting whaling and the ivory trade. I'm not against technology, she said. I'm not even saying nature's perfect, but this is such a waste of money when conservation itself is dying for a lack of funds. To make strange animals we can gawk at, we should be past that. Trailblazing biologist George Schaller agrees. He says we need to learn how to protect what we have. So my opinion's out on it, but I agree. What a gross expenditure of money when we could be doing probably something else. And why? Because we're going to create a Jurassic Park? I'm not putting a judgment. This man earned the billions, tech companies, and he has a right to spend it however he wants at the end of the day. Awkward. I really don't have an opinion. I still need to know more. And again, at the end of the day, I would just have an opinion that's pint-sized. And I don't have any skin in the game, so my opinion's not worth anything. Usually I'll pay a little more attention to somebody's opinion that has just a little bit of skin in the game. Did I see Justin LaFlower here? Is Justin here? Is he still here? I've been kind of waiting around to see if Justin was going to be able to make it back in the next few days. Is Justin still here? Okay, Justin. Justin, I'm going to read live because I didn't reply on kind of on purpose, usually because I don't have time. But Justin wrote me an absolutely lovely, lovely email. And the way I like to read an email like this to you guys back is because we learn something about each other. And I think, if we're having these great relationships, just to know more about each other is pretty fun. Who agrees? Just to know a little bit more about each other. Okay, Jesus. And after I read this, we're going to do a giveaway, right, Niffy? And then we're going to do a reading. I have a pretty neat reading for today. So I'm going to read this Justin LaFlower. There's nothing in it that's like super duper personal. He's a fascinating guy, though. And clearly intelligent. You know when you read an email from someone and they punctuate everything correctly and they spell it correctly? Pops' eye sees that kind of stuff. Hey, Pops, I just wanted to reach out and express how much I love what you're doing. I have been following on the daily, when time allows, for several weeks now, and the community and the messages are so pure. When we talk about messages like this, it's not just the ones I say, it's the things that we see each other say back and forth to each other. Even though you guys are goofy and you're funny and you're kind of sarcastic stoners, You're just filled with goodness and kindness to each other. You're not gossiping. You're not mean. And we shut that stuff down because we have people like, we have our hammers out there. We just don't need to infect our situation here. I think we do a really, really good job of that. And we certainly get a lot of support from Herbie and Derek to do that. So the messages are so pure. We live in Indiana and are up in Michigan quite often. We also have close friends in Detroit we see from time to time. Listen to this. I just finished my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and I passed the board exam. We were just making fun of nurses. What, go figure. Congratulations. While I need to work bedside and get several years of critical experience, that is just part of a bigger plan. I have read, seen, and experienced therapeutic responses from mushrooms. I decided to quit drinking for 1 year for the remainder of my nursing school. And the mushrooms made that 1 year incredibly easy. As a matter of fact, it's almost over. Not only have I succeeded at something that I was scary to face, I have found myself again and the aspirations in life I once had. Through nursing school and my past year experiencing the joys of micro, I have decided that somewhere in the near future, I would like to follow through with nursing implications towards psychedelic therapy in whatever capacity I can. I am a true believer, and science will inevitably silence doubt and controversy. We are not sure when our next trip to Detroit will be, but we hope it to be soon. Pops, I have so many questions and feel, in some sense, blind in the matter because I have no direct references or people to inquire with. Everything I've done thus far has been self-taught through personal research and experience. I want my development in this to be as a big picture and well-rounded as possible through mental health matters equal to the physical health, and it's rarely a one-directional therapy. Hence, I want to educate myself on all angles, especially therapy, and helping others regain a sense of life that is fulfilling and matters. Is there any way next time we go to Detroit we could grab lunch or something? I have no interest in money-making ideas from this. Just a good heart with the necessity to help others. Please feel free to text me or call me anytime. And then he gives me his number. And then he leaves with a quote. Ben Franklin, teach me and I forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. Justin LaFlower. Justin, killing it. I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of a guy like that. When he read me that letter, when he sent me that letter, I was going, I can't just reply to this. I got to read this out loud to let you guys know we're out there. Worker bees trying to make a difference. Am I right? So congratulations, Justin LaFlower. Justin, I need your address, okay? Send me your address, and I will be sending you a little something to help you in your progress out there. So please, please, please send me your address as soon as you can. Same email. And thank you for sharing that with us. And you asked, can you come and visit me in Detroit? The answer is absolutely. We're going to have to coordinate something like that because I haven't really made it too public yet, but we are moving. We're going to be moving out of this. We're going to keep the grow house where it is. We're going to be moving out of this particular location into another one, and it'll be a little more secure. Yeah. So, but we'll be talking about that, and maybe I might even be looking for a little bit of help on that in the moving or the garage sale, and maybe we'll be talking about it. There's a bunch of lab equipment that needs to be donated to my helper bees, the people that want to help. There's a bunch of lab equipment that won't be. It's doubled up, and I'm starting to realize that I don't need to have 4 of everything. No, I don't. I don't need 4. I don't even need 1 humidifier. I just need a better humidifier, okay? I'm gonna spend a little bit more on this. I'm a little bit more and a little bit more. Next thing you know, yeah. Herbie, wait till you see this garage sale. There's gonna be about, I say 10 at least, grow tents out on the driveway. Grow tents filled with racks. People are gonna be going like, I wonder what was going on here. How come why does he have so many grow tents? So we're gonna be all kinds of stuff. Anybody wants a grow tent, come on over and pick it up. Seriously, I've given the next 2 weeks, make arrangements, come and pick a grow tent up. But you got to take it away yourself. And I'm not helping. Okay? Grow tent's all you need. A grow tent, a heater. Forget the humidifier. There's a waste of time. You don't need it. Get a mister, a handheld mister, and a fan. That's it. Oh, good morning. Gee, can you guys believe we've been doing this for 4 years? 4 years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Political campaign right now. Let's do a giveaway. That's going to be a giveaway, and then we'll do a reading. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready? That's a top 10. Do you guys like doing top 10s? Do you like doing top 10s? Where I read and you have to guess, and then the top 3 get to do the spin-off. Top 10 isn't a bad thing, right? You got to put your little, you got to try to figure something out. Okay, let's do another top 10. This is going to be the top 10 fruit crops in the world. Fruit crops, top 10. Which is number 1? Number 1. Number 1 fruit crop in the world. First 3 on my screen are going to move forward to the spin to win round. Top 10 fruit crops. You guys are giving me some good answers there. Some good answers. I'm still waiting for it. I'm still waiting. Top 10 fruit crops in the world. So far, only 2 people have answered correctly, and 1 was already in the last game's spin to win. Does anybody drink wine out there? Any wine drinkers? Okay, I've got the answer. I've got 3 of you. I actually have 4. Here's the answers. Top 10 fruit crops in the world. Number 10, oranges. Number 9, peaches and nectarines. Number 8, pineapple. Number 7, pears. Number 6, mangoes. Number 5, plantains. Number 4, coconuts. Oh, all of you people were saying apples. That's number 3. Bananas. That's number 2. Okay? The real answer, and it's not even close, grapes. The first 3 people on my screen, Joe Dees was one of them, But Joey D, and I hope you don't take this in the wrong way, since you were in the spin last time, just this last time, I'm going to give your slot to the next person that got the answer correctly, so they get a chance to win. Okay, I appreciate that. It's not nothing personal, but that way we had at least 6 people get a chance to win today. Okay, thank you for that, Joe. Here we go. The first person to get it correct on my screen, Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson. Derek, you're going to be number 1. Joe Dees was number 2. Okay, thank you, Joey. Joe Dees was number 2, but we moved him kindly. And Mush Hunter is number 2. Mush Hunter. And Mr. 420. Mr. 420 is number 3. Okay? So here we go, grape heads. Derek Anderson. Derek Sir D. Anderson. This fantastic, Derek. I'm waiting for an address from you so I can get you your package. I love it. Congratulations to Derek Anderson. I'm going to send you a nice little 4 to 5 grams of blueberry. They're called blueberry. Boo! It'll be like, it's this right here. Boo! Okay? It's all ready to go. All I need is an address. You grape head. Boy, it's been a beautiful day. Sure doesn't seem like 4 years, you guys. Sure doesn't seem like 4 years. This is one of the fastest 4 years of my whole life. I want to keep doing it. Give me 5 people that say, let's keep doing this. Just give me 5. 4 more years. Oh, give me 5 people that say, let's keep doing this. We're not going to put a time frame on it. We're just going to keep doing it. Okay? Can you imagine? Well, how many of these kind of broadcasting situations last even a few months? And then a year. And then, boom, let's do 18 months. Let's go 2 years. Let's go 3. How about 4, anybody? Can I hear 5? We are rare. This is coming, today's reading's coming from the Book of Awakening. The Book of Awakening. Who will kill Pops? What do you say, Jesus? I'm proud to be a part of it too. I love you guys so much. You guys bring a lot of growth to me and happiness. And in my desire to not be a hypocrite, I tell you guys everything. I'm the biggest confessor. Here I tell you, I show you everything. Here we go. This is a neat reading. It's called We Are Rare. We are rare, not perfect. Hold on to that thought for a second. Give it a 10-second silent thought. Say, I am rare, not perfect. I am rare. Take a moment, a silent moment, seriously, a reflective moment. I am rare. I'm unique, right, Sue? I never told anybody I was perfect. Do I aspire to be perfect? Not even. I used to. Because I thought I didn't understand. Nothing in our experiences said we're supposed to be perfect, except the programs that we've had. It's the most ridiculous thing we ever programmed ourselves to believe. Perfection. And it's so limiting. Seeking perfection is so limiting. with our hands full of groceries, our head full of things to do, our hearts full of memories, and our dreams full of plans, we tend to think if we could only get away or finish crossing things off of our list, if we could only undo what had been done, or if we could only do what needs to be done, we might then live more comfortably, more completely, more perfectly, if we could only. But we're human beings, flawed, colorful beings that eat plans and memories for food. This is a deep paradox within us. For though we aspire to self-mastery and a peace of mind, we are only momentarily whole. As conscious beings living in bodies, we are worn down by the days until we flash open to everything. These are the moments of enlightenment, when the clarity and compassion of centuries rises in us, and we're suddenly more than we are, only to trip up on the garbage the very next day, or say something hurtful the very next minute to the one we love the most. I think of these come downs. I used to think of these come downs as failures, as evidence that I wasn't trying hard enough. And they would prick me with slivers of inadequacy. I often felt discouraged, as if there was something essential I just couldn't learn. For a while, I felt deeply, deeply flawed. That's me. Deeply flawed. What's wrong with me? Why don't I get it, but everyone else seems to? And then fake it. And as long as you're faking it, you're not making it. You're faking it. I have come to understand that this is only the earthiness of human condition. It is not to be corrected or eliminated or even transcended. It's to be accepted. We are in moments pure and ageless as light. And with the very next breath, we drop things or bruise the treasures of our lifetime. So we need to soothe ourselves, not blame ourselves, not judge ourselves. We need to remember we are rare, not perfect, and we seem destined to know all there is briefly, albeit learning again and again. We need to soothe ourselves, not blame ourselves. We are rare. It's good stuff. We're rare creatures. I'd rather be rare than I'm rare. As old Pop says, he's a rare old guy, compared to, boy, I fit in and I'm right in there with everybody, and I'm competing with the masses, and I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna make more money, have a bigger car, and my boat's bigger and better. There was nothing in that. I forgot that I was rare. I never knew. I wasn't taught that I was rare. We're taught to fit in. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. I like you guys. I like the way you look. I like your size. I like your shape. I don't want a single one of you to do anything to change. Just be you. Be authentic. Be rare. Go have a great day. We'll see you guys here tomorrow. Well, you sure fit in here, Sue. You sure fit in here. So go have a great day. I agree, Cleanie. Go have a wonderful, great day. And we'll see you guys here tomorrow for the beginning of year number 5. Year number 5 starts tomorrow. Actually, it might start today, right? Excuse me, might have actually started today. Beginning of year 5 started today. Happy anniversary. Have a great day, you rare creatures, rare birds. Arthur G. Thank you, Rodmond. And Justin LaFlower. Great letter, Justin. Kimberly. Hello, Kim. International Kindness Association. William Welsh. He knows how rare he is. Nipper Mama. You're so sweet. Mr. 420. I don't care either. HB Sue Littlemeyer. Jesus Christ. In Australia. Cleanie. Sanum. Mike Buddy Ball. Nersey and Nipper. And Marcus. Oh, yes, you too, Marcus. Billy D and Sue and Corey D. And Justin LaFlower and HB and Rodmond. And Shy Introvert. Hello, Shy. Nerdy. Smiling. Cleanie. Love you, Herb. Thank you, Melody Dawn too, Mr. Phillips. Don't even be faking it here. Married Michael Rossibel Lizardo Rosario. Sue Littlemeyer. Mushy. Rosabel. Summer Wheat. Married Michael Joe Dees. Thank you, Jojo. Michael Shanti Patterson. Rosabel. Marcus and Niffy and Billy D. And Jesus Christ in Australia. Kimberly and Derek Anderson. Who else is here? Calico Kid, Pacers, Rosabel, HB Oreo, Cleanie, Salmaldo, Nerds, Mikey Buddy Ball, Arthur G, Rosabel, Kenneth Meyerson, keeping it speedy. Deborah, hello, Pearl, Oreo, Trenty, Notorious, Jesus Christ, Shy, Zoso LSD, it's an LSD, Nippy and Jesus and Sue Littlemeyer and Joe and Cat Meowzilla, Derek Anderson, Jesus, I'll see you, big guy. Married Michael, Nerdy, Mike Buddy Ball, Billy D, thank you, Wazzy, was, and Justin, he's okay. Kimberly and Mr. 420, he's a rare bird. Cleanie and Classic, love you, 5280, all day long. Shy and Herbie and Oreo and Jesus Christ and married Michael and Mushmouth and Joey and Oreo. Married Michael Rodmond. Pops. Peace, 4 things. Keep it impeccable with your word. Power, 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 power. White magic, white magic, white magic. Next, don't take things personal. We're not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. If you take things personal, you're looking at yourself instead of looking out the window at who you can help. Third, don't have expectations. Those are resentments waiting to hatch. And fourth, do your best. Even if it takes 4 years. Keep doing it. Go have a great day, you guys.